Alright, so the next step with the conductor is I need to kind of refine some of this because there's some issues here that I need to take care of. But I don't want all this detail to get ruined. And so what I've done is I heat set these legs. They aren't perfect right now, but I've kind of got an issue going on where the paper tape's starting to show through right here, so I'm going to have to put a little bit more clay over that anyway. And so I will just use an X-Acto knife later after he's baked and kind of reshape those and then use some more clay, which is awesome when it's not a one-of-a-kind because then you can just add clay and sand it off and it's fine if it makes the surface coloring look a little bit funky because that's not going to matter with a prototype. So next what I'm going to do is be working on this back side and make sure that I've got these lines right where they should be in the middle of the sleeve. I think I need to bring these shoulders down a bit so it's more centered. So that's what I'll be working on next. And I'm also going to take my heat gun and heat set all of this so I don't end up squishing all my detail work. And next I need to clear out these holes that I made. And so I just am taking a piece of armature wire that I've bent so it can kind of just fit right in there. And then that will show me where it's coming out on this other side, and see how my arms are up way too high. So I'll need to do some work on that. So how I'm going to handle this is just take an X-Acto knife and kind of just chop that off like that. So I have more of the right shape. And I'll repeat that for the other side and then just kind of smooth this clay back in as it needs to be. But that way that'll make the circle go down for the arm to hook onto. Alright, so I have those holes cleared and I inserted a toothpick so I can get back on track to have these kind of shoulder connectors be right where I need them to. And I'm noticing that, oops, it's going downhill on this side. So what I'm going to need to do is raise that back up. So I'll probably just take my X-Acto knife and kind of dig away at this clay that is baked in this little box shape that we did, and just kind of raise it up a bit, and then I'll add some clay underneath it, and that will take care of that. But no wonder this arm was so funky looking as far as like where the hole was supposed to be, and this one was much better. Okay, so I have baked this front side, and I'm so glad because that means I can stick my fingers here and it's just fine, won't squish anything. And I also kind of had to dig out at this hole, use a little drill bit through this side and get that up where I needed to have it. And so I'm still kind of working on getting this centered, but this side is looking better. I want to have this be a completely flat circle, so I'll keep working on that. And then also I've done sticking the wire up through this so I could have this hole on top, and you can see right now it's not very centered. So I need to actually just fill out this last part of the neck. So that's what I'll be working on next. Okay, so basically I just put a snake back here that was kind of fat and squished down this side of it. Pretty much you just look at it and fill in what's missing. So just like that, I'm just gonna kind of get that shoulder more bulked out. And then I'll go through, ideally with my wooden tool, but I can use a metal tool too, and just kind of blend these in for the neck. And then what I need to do is have a hard piece that's circular to press right in here to make the correct shape. So I'll get one of those made too. Okay, and so I'm excited because I just found the perfect circular shape. Chapstick. Right there, that's like exactly the size that I needed. So that makes it a perfect circle there. Now it looks like I need to get that centered more, but now I've got this circle shape that I can kind of scooch the clay with. Yay! Okay, so that's getting a lot closer to what we want. And my circle seems to be a little bit off center still, but that's where the hard clay is, and I can just fix that after it's baked by drilling it and then filling it in with more clay if I need to. Alright, almost done with this body, and what I'm doing now is just kind of adding a little ridge of clay here making this little kind of skinny snake so I can make a little bit more of a collar on this jacket. And then I just take my tool and smooth it in like that. I keep adjusting it. Okay, and then also what I've done is I took this piece and I measured it against the pattern so it would be like exactly the size that the arms are supposed to be, and then I baked it so it's hard and easy to work with. And so I've done that for the arms to make sure that the arms are the right size and the holes in the correct place. Alright, so here's how our conductor's looking, and the back side still needs some work. This front down here is soft baked so I can touch it freely. And at this point I'm going to take a break on that body part and now do a little bit of work on the hands, because I'm not sure if I want to do some adjustments. I probably will, so I want to have all the pieces available so I can make some last minute adjustments on this body part too. So we'll move on to the hands and arms, and here's that little armature that I made in the first place, and it's quite a bit smaller than what it needs to be, but now I can add another layer of clay to it and move forward with the arms. And then I'll be resting this on a pile of something soft like some polyfill or something so I don't damage the underside while it's just resting and waiting for me.